What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Apron Wrestling Podcast. This is our first episode, and we are have huge plans in the pot that we are stirring up. Huge plans. You want to hang out and see what's going on. Today, we are staying local. Our first episode, we are doing like all the wrestlers should do and giving respect where it's due to our roots. And this is a strictly local podcast. If you are not in the Evansville area, if you are not a fan of New Focus Wrestling, this will not entertain you. Well, hell, it might. We got some pretty awesome things going on in New Focus, and you should come down here and check it out just to see for yourself. But what we're doing today is just kind of giving our fans something to hold them over. The Apron podcast has been a work in progress for some time, and wasn't quite ready for our debut, but we're supposed to have a big show tonight, which is March 31st, 2018. Generally, New Focus runs shows every single Saturday night at Salvation Army at 1040 Fulton Avenue, Evansville, Indiana, at the New Focus Arena, or NFW Arena at the Salvation Army Gym. Beautiful facility that we have there. Like I said, we run every single Saturday night, and with the slight occasion, we don't. And we also run the first Wednesday of the month for our big shows, which would be kind of like a pay-per-view. Most of our shows are available on YouTube. Just search New Focus Wrestling on YouTube. Thanks to their horrible policies against small channels like our own, we don't get our own channel URL until we reach a certain threshold, which we haven't hit yet. Our YouTube channel has only been up for about 2 or 3 months. Well over 100 subscribers. We have thousands of views right now. We are kicking butt, but not enough butt for YouTube to give us the due respect. Oh well, it's the way it goes sometimes. Anyway, what we are doing today, just to kind of hold the fans over for everyone that has been faithful to New Focus Wrestling, I'm going to talk about some stuff that happened on the last show. Well, just a few things happened on the last show, but mostly we're going to be talking about our next show. We'll be talking about what's coming up on April 4th, Wednesday, April 4th. Like I said, we do not have a show tonight, March 31st, because of Easter. Easter is tomorrow on April Fool's Day. And New Focus Wrestling will not be running tonight because they need the building to set up for their grand Easter celebration. It's going to happen in the morning. I'll hit again here. Wednesday, April 4th is our next show. And let's go down what's happening on that show. The main event of the night is an Evansville street fight. Anyone that has been to the Coliseum or been to a wrestling show in Evansville, Indiana, knows that the pinnacle of violence in our town is an Evansville street fight. Well, Johnny by God Richards done got himself into a mess and challenged, Johnny by God Richards teaming up with the immaculate Mike Micus, both homegrown here in Evansville, because they got jumped by some guys last week, and have had this crazy rivalry going on with Travis Sams and with Ironman Rob Conway. Johnny just got fed up with it, and he wants this all over with. So him, Johnny by God Richards, and the immaculate Mike Micus are going against 3 competitors. Competitor number 1 is Ironman Rob Conway. He'll be accompanied by the Celebrity, as he's now known. Big head much Travis Sams. The Celebrity Travis Sams, known here locally as a very well-known DJ for the country station WKDQ. But he is above country radio now, and he is the Celebrity, and he'll be out there with Rob Conway and company. The And Company first partner is big-time Josh Lewis, 2-time former Mr. Indiana bodybuilding champion. So as of right now, before we add this third guy, we've got Mike Micus and Johnny Richards against Rob Conway and Josh Lewis. Any card in the country, that would be semi-main event material right there. Just that tag teams, those 2 tag teams. We've got Johnny Richards, who has just been notorious here in the Evansville area. The father of New Focus Wrestling, helping keep indie wrestling alive here for since 2006. Wow, we've been around a while, 12 years now. And Mike Micus, who is a beast. This guy is huge. Check him out. Look him up online. going against Rob Conway, the WWE former tag team champion, former NWA world champion, 10 pounds of gold much, and Josh Lewis. Look this guy up. He is a monster. Muscles on muscles where muscles shouldn't be. But those two guys will have a partner, as if they need one, in the most conceited person I've ever met. That's saying something, considering the guys I just mentioned. Xander Kelly. The main event, Xander Kelly. So we're going to have Xander Kelly, Josh Lewis, Rob Conway going against Johnny Richards and Mike Mikas. Travis Sams in the mix there. I don't see how this seemed smart to Johnny Richards. This is one of the most questioned things that I've had in New Focus Wrestling since my tenure restarted here. But I'm like, what is this guy thinking? First of all, Evansville street fight, that's fine. You know, just maybe in a 2-on-2 situation, you can let your frustrations out. Anything goes. Even in a 2-on-2, you can handle Travis Sams. But you add in a Xander Kelly, and now when you do the math, as I'm looking at this paper, it's 2-on-4 in an Evansville street fight. Don't underestimate Travis Sams. That seems like it's a very not bright thing to do. And I think that's exactly what Johnny Richards is doing. Unfortunately, I think he's, hopefully, he hasn't shot himself and the immaculate Mike Mikas in the foot, in the feet. If the feet will say you. But I don't know. I don't understand the reasoning of this. Johnny threw the challenge out there, and of course the guys accepted. You'd have to be stupid not to. It's an easy payday. It's a main event. You get to look like the kings of this town because we beat down your kings. We have these outsiders coming in from New Albany, coming in from Fort Branch. Well, that's not really an outsider, but you know, you ask Xander where he's from, and he's not too proud whenever he's being his bad guy to let you know that he's from Fort Branch. And Rob Conway from New Albany, the Louisville area, coming into our town, grabbing up this celebrity, the local Evansville celebrity who has disavowed his town, who has disavowed his radio station, doesn't want to even mention, because he's bigger than that now. Disrespectful, to say the least. We have these four guys going at it. Evansville street fight, anything goes. If falls even will happen, I guess. They'll count anywhere. Who knows? They could be fighting out in the middle of Fulton Avenue. They could take Fulton Avenue down towards the river, end up at Astar or Tropicana at the casino. Regardless, this is going to be ugly. This is going to be ugly. Wednesday night, these four guys go at it. I'm sorry, 5 guys officially. And then you add your Travis Sams in there too. So that makes basically a 6-man handicap match. Moving on. Next, what I have here on my docket, we've got a triple threat women's match. Chloe, who unfortunately got passed out. Chloe this last week went against Alita Ortiz. Alita Ortiz is a monster. She is a beast. I wouldn't step into the ring with her if I had 10 years of training. She's tougher than most men I've ever seen. Chloe she's got more heart than any person I've ever seen, and she's damn near tougher than anyone I've ever met. And Alita Ortiz bear hugs Chloe in the center of the ring for I don't know how long. Chloe ends up passing out. The ref has to call the match. So now Chloe, is she up to 100%? We've had a little extra time since we're off, Saturday today. Will she be healed enough for this triple threat match? Chloe against Randy West. Randy West is insane. The baddest broad in the business is her gimmick. It's not a gimmick. It's the way she lives. And 2D Lynn Ramsey. If you don't know about 2D Lynn Ramsey, look her up. This girl is quick. She is fast. She is insane. She's awesome. And, the way triple threat matches go, there are no holds barred. No rules. No DQ. So what the hell? Poor Chloe. What is she up against these other two girls? And if you don't know anything about Randy West, Randy West teams up with Joseph Schwartz as a bomb shelter. Joseph Schwartz also on this card. We'll get to him a little later. But the two of them, they team up and travel around the country wrestling men's tag teams. Not women. Not mixed tag teams. Not, hey, whenever the girls in, the guys in, the guys in. No intermingling. No segregation. No. Randy West is whooping dudes. And whooping them bad. Look her up. She's been featured on online because of the insane stuff she does for Combat Zone Wrestling. Are you insane? Combat Zone? What are you thinking, Chloe? But that's what Chloe does. She sees the wall. She kicks the wall. She knocks down the wall. She does whatever she has to do with it. And we're going to throw in some Tootie Lynn Ramsey to spice things up. And, oh my God, don't want to miss that. Moving on. Only in New Focus Wrestling would an insane women's match get more attention than the NFW World Championship. And it will be contested Wednesday night as the champion, Benny Bray. The world champion, Benny Bray, goes against one half of your NFW tag team champions, one half of some of the most hated people in independent wrestling today, half of Natural Selection. He goes by Jason Kane, the powerhouse of Natural Selection, the big man, if you will. Jason Kane somehow finagled his way to an NFW World title shot. Just a couple weeks ago, he was suspended because of the heinous acts that he's performed on the Berkelos. Just this last week, Trevor Berkelo was working out, and out in the middle of nowhere, this is for reals, out in real life land, Planet Fitness, who knows what fitness place this was, and Jason and Chris Thomas, the Natural Selection, find Mr. Berkelo and beat him up in public, drop him in a locker, throw a bench press plate on the guy to hold him down, and then take a picture for social media. Are you serious? So how do you reward that? How do you reward that NFW booking committee? I don't know who I'm talking to. Is this T-Bolt? Is this Mr. Sexy Big Al? Is this the anonymous general manager? You're going to reward the man by giving him a world title shot against Benny Bray? So is that how you get the opportunities here? You go jump people? And don't forget how they ended up with that tag title in the first place. Oh, Jason Kane jumps into the Mama Rich Memorial Battle Royal, which will be on DVD here shortly. Please check New Focus Wrestling on Facebook and everywhere for more information. Anyway, he, while he was suspended, jumps in the ring under a mask, wins the Battle Royal, wins the title shot of his choosing, shows up with another masked partner with the same mask and bringing up old school wrestling names. He's now Conquistador number 3 and 4. And they win the tag titles under some pretty, I don't know. I don't want them to find me and jump me, but pretty questionable means. Not to mention the rematch, which happened last week. The match ends. It's very obvious to everyone in attendance except the referee until after the fact that powder was used, that they threw powder in the Berkelo's face for the cheap victory. Between the ref, T-Bolt, who knows, this anonymous GM, they all give him 5 more minutes. Referee starts the match instantly, like right off the bat. Jason Kane has brass knucks in his hand. Tries to get Zach Berkelo to shake his hand. Zach won't do it. We all know better. Well, didn't know better well enough, I guess. Words failed me now. As Jason Kane knocks Zach Berkelo across the chin with a pair of brass, with a set with some brass knuckles, knocks the man right out. Right in front of the referee. Did it matter? Not really, because they already won their rematch. They got the 5 more minutes. And then they got disqualified. So how do you reward that? You give the man an NFW World title shot. Wow. On to the next one. Brandon Espinoza. Brandon Espinoza. Love that guy. Great talent. Veteran of the area. Big kicking ass between St. Louis and Louisville, everywhere in between, all over America. Going against, who I previously spoke of, Joseph Schwartz. One half of Bomb Shelter. Bomb Shelter's kind of like a Freebird sort of group. Sometimes he's teaming with Zodiac, who is this Abyss-like character, and this guy is huge. Mask-wearing, scary person you don't want to see on the side of the street. Sometimes he teams with Randy West, who will just as quick stab you and steal your wallet right in front of your face while she's talking to you. And you beg her, help me stop the bleeding. Just the way she is. So that's the kind of people Joseph Schwartz rolls with. He's going against Brandon Espinoza. This is going to be a great match. This is going to be an old-fashioned, nice, just technical masterpiece. Both these guys can work, and I love to watch them. And Wednesday night, they'll be going at it. Salvation Army, NFW Arena, Fulton Avenue, Evansville, Indiana. Oh, excuse me. Got a little cold going on in my head, but it makes my voice nice and deep, so we ain't going to complain too loud about it. Next, we're going to have ourselves a tag team title match. I'm sorry, not tag team titles. Oh, that hurt. Sorry, Burklows. I see the Burklow Bros name on my sheet. Instantly say tag team titles. Oh, sad face. Sorry about the brass knucks. Burklow Bros. Evansville seems like favorite tag team right now. Trevor and Zach Burklow. They haven't been in the game long, but they have a hell of a following, and they are rocket strapping themselves straight to the top. They are the hardest working guys I've seen in a long time. They set the ring up. They get there early to help. Listen to this. They get there early. I've heard they've even asked the ring guy when he's going to be there. So as soon as the guy pulls up, they are setting this ring up. And as soon as the ring's up, they're getting right in it. You know, people are tightening the ropes and they're in there doing their workout. It's insane the drive these guys have. And then after the show, people get out. If they're not even feeling it, and they're still out there trying to get their work in on that ring before it's tore down, before they have to go. That's who you want as your champions. Not natural selection. But because of what happened, because they lost their tag title rematch, they got to work their way back up. And it's almost like they're being punished. Almost like this entity that is controlling New Focus Wrestling. Whether it's Big Al or whether it's Tebow. I just get these cards sent to me. Whether who it is, stop punishing them by putting them against monster hunters. The insane Bo Sawyer. Oh my God, this dude's a beast. He's huge. And the literally insane Blaine Black. Dude's freaking crazy. He's like a wild man character. Like not even a character. Try talking to him in the back, it don't happen. I don't announce him. If you watch the shows, I would love, there's nothing more important to me than like making sure that these guys, you know who these guys are, you know who to yell at, you know who to cheer. Get their info from them before the show, not to get in their way. Hey, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. Come out. Here's introducing next. I don't know nothing about Blaine Black. I approached him a couple times, and then I unapproached him. I got the hell away. So, there's another good reason that Bo Sawyer handles his introduction, because you can't, get me away from him. Me skirt. And now, these two guys are going against the Burklows. Please pray for the Burklows on Easter. Please pray for them. Please. Because they're going to need all the help they can get. Well, that's all I have officially on my card. So let's make some speculations on the also-rans. Sorry, guys, if you're an also-ran. Don't beat me up when I see you. Just the ones that I'm not really sure where they're going to throw you in the mix. So this is the most fun to me. Seeing these other pictures, these other guys' faces, seeing their names, and wondering what are their cards going to be dealt? What are these matches going to look like? I can assume one is going to be something to do with Ryan Rage, who recaptured his NFW Tri-State title last week against Just John. Ryan Rage is a two-time uncaged. Ryan Rage is a two-time NFW Tri-State champion. Two-time. Just John, he lost it. Now, will Just John and Ryan Rage be going at it for the Tri-State title? How far can they go? They've had bull rope matches. They've had chain matches. They've had no-holds-barred matches. John's bled all over town. Last week, John got hung over the top rope in a losing effort. So could these two be going at it this week? Or will Ryan Rage move on? Will John be left behind? Or will John get his rematch? And if so, how's that going to go? Oh, no. Next on here, I saw the hashtag. And I want to throw up instantly. My head starts throbbing. It's them jerk-offs that call themselves Team of Us. Mike Michaels, AJ Riley, Rough Rider Roy, Brandon Bartell, their attorney, I'm sorry, whose name I don't have in front of me. There's too many damn people. Their new valet statistician, whatever she is, Sharon Cox. Their referee, Nathan, senior referee. They took the best referee New Focus has, and Nick Patrick, the guy. Sorry, Nathan. You were a good guy. And then Herbie, the security guard. Are you serious? They have their own security guard. NWO security guard style. But Team of Us. TOU. And the reason my disdain for them is so strong. Once again, thank you for listening. You are listening to the Apron Podcast, the Apron Wrestling Podcast. I am your host, Josh Stratton, the friendly ring announcer for New Focus Wrestling, as well as some other places that we'll touch on when the time is right. But the reason my hate for Team of Us is so strong, just a few weeks ago, Team of Us, they got in the ring, they decimated everybody. There was no reason for the violence that they were committing at the NFW Arena on Fulton Avenue at the Salvation Army in Evansville. No reason. It was sickening. Chairs, kendo sticks. I mean, all kind of stuff. It was not pretty. Speaking of not pretty, be sure to go to our YouTube. Oh my God. Search New Focus Wrestling YouTube. Look up last week's show. We're talking March 24th here. Flash Flanagan versus Rocky Richardson. Oh my God. If you like kendo sticks, your name isn't Rocky Richardson. That's for damn sure. Oh my God, Rocky. Sorry, my man. Black Dynamite Rocky Richardson got the dog do beat out of him by Flash Flanagan with a lightsaber painted kendo stick. And then got it right up as Watusi as an exclamation point. Flash is a little stronger and that kendo stick is a little stronger. He could have been waving Rocky around like an American flag. Oh, it's a sight to see. Anyway, no Flash this week. Rocky, who knows what's going on with him. But back to Team of Us. Because the reason for my disdain for Team of Us is during this beatdown, I mean, they are just beating people down. They're cutting hair. They're cutting hair. The man's got scissors in the ring. And I had enough. I'm just like, guys, what the hell? I'm looking over to the side, and T-Bolt's like, what's going on here? We got to get these guys out. We got to get this show moving. What the hell's going on? It says it on your paper. It's your job, man. Get him out of there. I step up to the ring like, hey, man. And before I could say a word that anyone would understand to any of these guys, to try to calm them down, to try to bring some sense into them, Mike Michaels decks me across the head, and I take a bump from the apron. Look for us on Twitter and Instagram at _the apron. He hit me from the apron to the floor. I'm an announcer. I'm not trained for this. I hit that floor so hard, it sounded like a V trigger. It was like smack, wanna go. And I laid there. No help. Because they knocked all the help out. The security guards were too busy because Johnny Richards was an inch from his life. They hung this man over the top rope with this rope, and he was hovering above the apron, the same one that I got knocked off of, above the floor, and damn near killed the guy. Somehow assault is okay if you wear a Team of Us shirt. Hopefully, Wednesday night, that changes. Hopefully, Wednesday night, it's no more Team of Us. I don't know what is in store for them. My paper gives me no details. It just has their name. What could it mean? Poor Isaiah got his haircut last week. Is it going to happen to him again? Poor Johnny Richards got his haircut. Benny Bray's gotten his haircut. Johnny Richards, somehow, I think he's part lizard or something. He's one of those lizard people that rule the world. He got his ponytail cut off, and it was like 45 seconds later, the ponytail grew back. Insane. Check it out on YouTube. Sorry. Been talking for 27 minutes. Been holding that cough in for about 24 minutes. Anyway, a couple more things here to touch on before I'm going to let you go. Didn't plan on it being this long, but we're having fun, right? Look for New Focus Wrestling at NFW 2006 on Twitter and Instagram. Facebook, it's at New Focus Wrestling. YouTube, search New Focus Wrestling. Look for this podcast at _the apron. And here soon, as we get more episodes up, hopefully everywhere fine podcasts are hosted. Right now, just on Podbean, YouTube. I think that's about it. Anyway, we got our last two things here. Canadian Bond and the Canadian Kid. That's one. So this would be 1A and B, and then our last one we'll save for just last. But Canadian Bond, they have really been impressive. Last week, they went against, brain, don't fail me now. Well, they've had some pretty epic battles against Anderson Grimm and the Psychotic one, Rocky Richardson in that mix. Dr. Carver has been a thorn in their side. The evil Dr. Carver, who Super J, my broadcast partner, insists is a very generous man. He buys him drinks, buys him food every night after shows. I've never been invited along, much less anything bought for me. That ain't right. But anyway, what I'm getting at here is these guys, Billy D, Teddy Joe, and the phenomenal Canadian Kid, are our NFW Trios champions, a.k.a. NFW six-man tag champs. And I think we're missing out on some pretty high-quality matches with these guys. Put that gold on the line to see it happening. Canadian Bond, Teddy Joe, and Billy D have been teaming up with Sergeant Sullivan, who's an incredible wrestler in his own right, but he's not quite Canadian Kid. And I think if Canadian Bond is not teaming up with Canadian Kid, it's just Teddy Joe and Billy D, they almost need to change their name from Canadian Bond. That should almost be, when the six of them are together. Because, these guys are from Kentucky. There's not much Canadian going on in Kentucky. And in our world today, I think we need all the patriotism we can get. That's neither here nor there. And we're going to wrap this up with everyone's. If you were at this show Saturday, there is one person that mattered. It sounds mean to say. There's an entire section dedicated to this one man. This one man who has not wrestled in I couldn't tell you how long, because I would get it wrong. And he would hunt me down. He is bigger than me. He is badder than me. He would beat me into a pound of flour. He is Josh Jewell, a.k.a. The Baker. Josh is a tremendous man. He is incredible. I started doing ring announcing, commentary, whatnot, professionally, non-amateurly, through a camcorder. You know, started getting some respect and props, paying my dues back in 2001. So we're going on 17 years here in the wrestling business. And Josh Jewell has been doing it about that long. The Baker. You know, back when gimmicks mattered, the Baker, he'd come out in his baker's hat, baker coat. The man looked like he just rolled out of the Donut Bank or Krispy Kreme. Actually, not Krispy Kreme. You know, more like those old-fashioned bakeries where the guys, you know, kind of do it all by hand. They make their own bread. You know, maybe like the nice little Mexican bakery down the street sort of guy. The only guy working in there. And you know that's some good food because he's a big guy. Speaking of big guys real quick, Big Bully made his return. Oh, my God. We're going to need another podcast. Woo-wee! Go check out that show. Look it up on YouTube, March 24th. Anyway, the Baker. Over 300 pounds of power. Beat the hell out of everyone that came in his way with everything he's got. But he made his return to wrestling at the NFW Arena at Salvation Army last Saturday. And the standing room only sold out crowd, who easily 15% were there to see the Baker. He had his own special roped off section, and it was overflowing into everyone else's sections. Was the hottest portion of the arena. They were insane. And Baker didn't let him down. He came out and did what he had to do. Unfortunately, things don't always end up the way that you want. I'm not giving you any spoilers here. Go check it out. But the Baker made his return. Hopefully, the Baker will be there Wednesday. Only one way to find out, he's not on my list. I didn't see him on the card anywhere. But from the response he got, from the fans that came to see him, from the heat in that building, we did not need the furnace turned on, baby. It was all coming off the Baker and his fans. Woo! I'm out of breath. It's been a long, fun ride, everybody. Not bad for our first episode. There's a lot more I want to talk about, but, you know, part of the Apron podcast, we're going to try to hope to have smaller little bits, a little more micro-targeted. If you want to use some Facebook terms, hashtag don't delete Facebook, because then you won't be able to follow New Focus Wrestling as well as you could. We all know, unfortunately, Facebook's the best way to do that. People are on that feed all day. Don't delete it. Just tweak it. But part of our podcast is, I'm going to touch WWE. We got WrestleMania weekend coming up. I watch a ton of Japanese wrestling. We have Sakura Genesis coming up. We just had Road to Sakura Genesis, which was a phenomenal show. Ring of Honor. We have a Super Card of Honor coming up WrestleMania weekend. Plus, New Focus shows, at least one a week. So, looks like the Apron's going to have plenty to feed you. And the reason I call this the Apron Podcast, we all know it's the hardest part of the ring, right? Well, that includes hard-hitting interviews. These guys in New Focus Wrestling, why should you care about them? I will let you know why. You'll find out why. You'll meet them. You'll know what makes them tick. You'll know why they're doing this. You know where they're going. We're not just talking about the local yokels, as y'all say. We're talking about the stars, too. Flash Flanagan, Rob Conway, Tracy Smothers, and more. Don't tell them I've already committed them to this show. But that's who I'm going for. Going for the people that matter. The people that you care about. Look for us at _the apron. That's, the little underline thing. So at _ THEAPRON. On Twitter, on Instagram. And we will upload our podcasts to the NFW, the New Focus Wrestling site, when they're relevant to New Focus. And who knows, maybe I could talk him into letting me upload them all to the NFW site. We shall see. But thank you all for riding along. I hope to see you Wednesday, April 4th for New Focus Wrestling at the Salvation Army Gymnasium on Fulton Avenue in Evansville, Indiana. Tickets only $8. For more information, Facebook at New Focus Wrestling. YouTube, search for New Focus Wrestling, and everywhere else, it's at NFW2006. Thank you all very much, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.